What's going on, YouTube? Today I thought I'd share my AR system. It's a project I've been working on. I was just going to go through it briefly and kind of share what the platform is and then the modifications I've made, and then I'll kind of share my final thoughts on it. I chose to purchase the Rock River Arms Entry Tactical, and that was the base platform I used for this. Rock River is a great weapons manufacturer, and it's a pretty affordable price. So I started with this. What I'd like to do is I'll start at the front of the weapon and I'll work my way back, and then I'll kind of tell you about what I've installed and kind of my thoughts on each piece. And we'll start right here. This is a Troy Industries battle rail. Troy makes excellent products. This is a plug-and-play battle rail. It's a free float and just an excellent battle rail system. Underneath I have a Troy Industries vertical grip. Great thing about this grip is it's actually metal. There's a lot out there that are plastic. Another neat feature about this grip is, depending on your preference or your particular applications, you can actually lessen the size of the grip. So you can make it shorter if you want, which is a pretty handy feature to have. Another piece about this accessory is the fact that it does allow some limited storage capability up inside the grip, and you'll notice it does have O-rings to prevent water seepage in there. But a very durable, very strong grip. Probably costs a little more than some plastic grips, but I believe you get what you pay for. Another interesting piece about this grip that I'll share, and there's some other grips out there that have the same feature, but I think it's worth mentioning, is this came with two screws. It came with the standard flush screw that you'd use a screwdriver to tighten this with, and it came with a thumb screw. Great thing about the thumb screw is if you're out in the field and you want to take this off or to adjust it, you can without the use of tools. So if you're ever out and you don't have any tools, you can adjust this or even take it off. While I'm still up here, I'll make this comment. I still need to get a tactical light. I need an illumination device here. I haven't decided what I'm going to go with yet, but I'm going to get something. So still thinking about that. Have yet to decide. Slings. I'm not going to get caught up in slings. I could do a whole separate piece, and maybe one day I will, on my thoughts on slings. This is a 2-point sling. This is a Vickers Tactical 2-point sling. I'm a big fan of the 2-point sling for most uses. I think the 2-point sling is the way to go, and the reason I say that is this can allow me to create an even more stable and rigid shooting platform for more accurate shots, and I can cinch my rifle up. If I need to haul ass or I need to move out, I can throw the rifle over my back and cinch it down, and it's going to stay put. And also, if I need to transition to a secondary weapon, or I need to use my hands for a long period of time, I can cinch this down and go hands-on if I need to. You're kind of limited with a 1-point sling in those areas. So for most uses, I find the 2-point sling is the most practical for me. Moving on, this is a Magpul MOE grip. It has a hollow space inside and has different attachments, different inserts you can put in here. The insert I chose for this was the bolt and spare firing pin assembly. The idea is, if I'm ever out, God forbid I'm in a bad situation, there is a lot that can go wrong with this weapon, but the two most critical things that you don't want to fuck up are your firing pin and your bolt. And so I have an extra one in here, so God forbid if something happened, I have it and it's handy. Doesn't add too much weight, but we'll talk about weight in a minute because it's an important point. Moving on, this is an Aimpoint M3. M3 is the Comp M3 is the night vision compatible M3. This has a 2-minute of angle dot on it. Actually, when I started out on this kit and I bought all these accessories, the last piece I got was the optic, and I originally was looking at EOTech. I know EOTech, very familiar with it. I actually like it quite a bit. A buddy of mine had a friend who was an Aimpoint dealer who actually made us a hell of an offer on some Aimpoints. It gave us a really good deal, and at the end of the day it ended up being too good to pass up. So, but I'll talk more about the EOTech and why I got some of the things I got based on me thinking I was going to get an EOTech. But Aimpoint's great, love it. Haven't had any problems with it. It's definitely different. It's definitely a different optic than the EOTech. But still very good, very trusted name. The reputation speaks for itself. I don't need to elaborate on this. If you're wondering what I'm using to mount this is a LaRue Tactical M68. And the great thing about this is it's as tight as it can be, man. Great mounting system for the optic. And it's got a quick release. So if I need to take this off in a pinch or in a jam, I can get it off really quick without the use of tools. So I love that. Next up is the Troy Industries folding battle sight. Again, huge fan of Troy. I think they put out excellent products, and I can't say enough good things about them. Most of the accessories on here actually are Troy, but again, that's a personal preference thing. But I highly recommend Troy for quality and dependability. Moving on, this is a Veltor EMOD mod stock, and the reason I chose this was because at the time I was planning on getting the EOTech, I wanted the capability to store spare batteries. The EOTech I was actually looking at was the EOTech that was the AA variant, and I wanted the ability to store extra AA batteries, and this has storage compartments on both sides in these tubes and then down below. So this would allow me to carry extra AA batteries. A lot of people say, you know, why would you want to carry AA batteries? Number one, it makes your sight longer. Number two, AA doesn't last as long as some of the other battery options out there. Those are all good points, but the reason I like AA is availability. Some of these other battery types are a little bit harder to find. They're a little bit more rare than AA. You can find AA batteries anywhere, and so I was willing to sacrifice battery life for availability. So that's that. Overall, I love this weapon. I think it's great. It's kind of funny, you know. I look at a lot of videos on YouTube and people's AR setups and what they've done, and I guess I'm not even immune from some of the shit people do when they do all this crazy shit with colors. I don't know, you know. I think it looks good. I think the black and the flat dark earth look good together, but that was just a personal preference thing. I think people get way too caught up in the colors and shit sometimes, and as you can see, I'm kind of a hypocrite for saying that, because look at my weapon. But finally, a buddy of mine gave me one of these PMags, and I'll be honest with you, in terms of cool factor, wow factor, I tell you, this is a kind of a head turner. I think it's a good looking piece, but I really don't care. I mean, I don't care what color the magazine is. You know, it's as long as it works. And but that's about it, man. That's it for my AR. Excellent weapon system. Love it. If anyone's interested in doing their own kit and making their own modifications to an existing platform, I recommend Rock River. I think it's a pretty affordable weapon, and you can do a hell of a lot to it. One comment I will make on this that I think it's worth mentioning, because I haven't seen a lot of people comment on it. When you buy the original weapon, or if you've shot a lot of ARs or a lot of M4s, when they're light and lean the way they come, they are just that. They are light and they're easy to carry, and you can literally shoot all day with them. But as you start adding accessories, and you start adding mounts and lights and vertical grips with storage, and you put things in the storage compartments, and you have a fully loaded magazine, you have an optic, all this individually, they're all very light components, but when you add that shit together and you load everything down, and then you have a fully loaded magazine, that adds a substantial amount of weight to this weapon system. It's obviously not like lugging around a heavy machine gun or anything, but I can tell you what, this is supposed to be a light carbine. This is supposed to be a light assault type weapon system, and the more accessories you add, the more cumbersome this becomes. And I learned that firsthand. I didn't think that a couple ounces here and a couple ounces there would really add that much weight overall, and in fact it did. Would I change anything? No, because I think the things that I've added weight to are worth it for when the shit hits the fan scenario. But it's something to think about when you're making your kit. It's easy to get caught up in all the bells and whistles and the sexiness of these things, and then after you have the AR with the goddamn laser and the rocket launcher and the flashlight and all this other shit, you realize that, oh my God, if I had to carry this for a full day or longer and employ it, my arm's going to be a hamburger at the end of the day. My shoulder's going to be killing me just from the weight of this bastard. Training can overcome some of that. Again, I'm a big fan of training. If there's a problem, 9 times out of 10 training is the solution. But that being said, weight is always a factor, and it's something to think about when you're developing your weapon system. You never want to compromise weight when you can avoid it. But anyway, that's my system. I love it. It's a great setup. I think it looks good. I just thought I'd share it with you. So let me know what you think, and thanks a lot.